Welcome everyone to our Tuesday meditation. Let's let this mysterious raga pull you deep inside. Breathing through the nose. Hello everyone. Just dropping into that deep space. Beautiful place. Full of grace place. Relaxing brain. Relaxing neck and shoulders. Just let your thoughts kind of curl up into meditation. Sitar has a kind of vinegary sound to it. Just let a little peace wave wash through. Just let that little sonic massage Drop you a little deeper. Meditation, when we first drop in, is sort of a little bit of a noticing game. Just kind of notice what's going on. As we relax parts of the body that might be uncomfortable, adjusting them so that your body can just disappear energetically. As we drop into the peace that's bigger than the body, the mind will, after a while, relax. And just give it that glide space. Noticing the breath. Pulling in some more oxygen. More oxygen, you'll live longer. You'll feel better. We breathe. Just that feeling of contentment. While the world is going through all of its contortions, we stick to the hub, the eye of the hurricane. The best service possible for the world, perhaps, is for us to be totally at peace. Increases that frequency of peace. And then it's like the blood reabsorbing toxins. Toxins that would otherwise be there, just sucked into the peace. Just feeling the peace. Softening. Peace to your cheeks. Peace to your eyes. Ears, peace. And then bringing our hands together in that pranam is also great for balancing the polarities of the body. Allows any excitation, cytokines, whatever chemicals are still raging from whatever you were doing earlier, or any negative charge moving through the system. And just drop it into the neutral pond. Separate out the charge from the content. Usually want to conflate the charge with some person or thing, but we consider that we can have 40 different reactions to the same object in the same day. So what does that tell us about the fault of the object? The poor little object just sitting there. And we have all these feelings and opinions and so what is that telling us, right? We're like a raging bull. So we're just calming this mental fire. We can keep the fire but calm the brain. Breathing through the nose. Bringing back to life parts of the brain that might have gotten numb from trauma, bad news, confusion, fear. We just want to bring that left brain back online. Relax the fight flight. Breathe through the nose. Just creating that template, default setting. It's imperturbable. Settings you can't mess with, right? Once you drop into this place, You're in your power. I had a song I wrote once, without singing the whole things. I've sort of changed it since then. It's turned into other songs, but the original words might be relevant in this moment. It's called The Master of Your Destiny. You could be the master of your destiny, the hero of your own story that you're telling about yourself on your journey, your journey through the urban day, to the beat of your feet, moving and grooving, to the star that you are, moving and grooving. Take back your power and turn up the heat. Take back your power and get in the seat. You're the gal in the moon, a catchy little tune. Your mind is a tyrant, sitting on the giant of your body that's you. Be in the know, be in the flow, it's your very own show. To the beat of your feet, moving and grooving, to the star that you are, moving and grooving. You're a jewel. You're very cool. A silicon chip, a tasty dip, a broadcast station of pure creation. ABC, CBS, BBC, and all the rest can't touch you. You're the master. You're the master of all you do. You're not a victim and there's no disaster. It's a sitcom and you are the master. You could be the master of your destiny. Oh, sure, why not? I really like poetry because it's almost more for the unconscious, subconscious than it is the conscious, right? Conscious is led along by this interesting connection of images and thoughts, and yet it's linearly non-linear in a way that appeals to, maybe you could say, the right brain as much as the left brain. There's just a little ditty here. It's called Cowrie, like the shell. With the little zones, how I love the way she moans, calling the sea with lipped resolve, while agitating forces dissolve. I feel the space of your wondrous place, gift of the sea goddess. Breathing through the nose, all the way down to your toes. Beautiful oxygen flowing in, relaxing brain. Just getting more familiar with stillness, so we're not in any hurry to do anything, then be present when we need to be. Tonight, under the dome of stars, your sky body looms large. An ancient sea breathes its way into your ancient immensity, into the realm where blind men dream in sound, where the shaman sings his songs, into the cellular memory of your earth body, where time, rounding into the fullness, wraps itself around the land with her great arms, around and around, into the dream time, where your ancestral procession marches into the setting sun and circles the earth. Here the birds have tongues and the fish can fly. Here what is not is, and what is not. Here the ancestors warm their hands in a healing fire, which rises up like an ancient ceremony. Weeping with one eye, they laugh with the other. When we sing the sacred songs, say the elders, the animals listen and are happy. And we don't sing them, the land becomes barren and the animals leave. Draw near to this healing fire, which pours forth from the heart like a voice among the whispers of the desert night, pouring itself like a sacrificial offering into the embers of the day, enriching the flames of our presence. For tonight, under the dome of stars, the wheels of death grind to a halt, where the doors open to the song of the didgeridoo, among the spells of the Bilma sticks. Journeyman, traveler, seeker of sacred things, remove the stones from your pocket with the glistening paint of time. Make an offering as you draw near to the sacrifice of your presence, to the unseen hands of the ancient ones who attend to the fires of love. Breathe in the fragrance of the mountain sage and lower a bucket into the well, which leads through to the other side. Taste this water of paradise, the sweetness of the ancient voice. For to listen is to expand into the fields of sound and touch the primitive, where the desert rose releases its fragrance into the evening, where the moon's bone-white glaze is reflected through the glide of clouds, chrome rim breaking the surface in a wash of lunar oil. When we sing the sacred songs, say the elders, the animals listen and are happy. And when we don't sing them, the animals go away and the land becomes barren. But here in the heart's oasis, there is no thirst, where the birds of paradise sing, where the earth surrenders to the sky. It's a poem called Dreamtime. completely relaxing brain. And such beautiful peace to come in that any viruses, bacteria that shouldn't be there, unwanted thoughts, strange feelings that aren't you, other people's, whatever it is they're sending you that maybe doesn't feel right, or just letting it pass through you like neutrinos. So just become empty and clear. Who can mess with you? Ego free. We go free, ego free. So the logic, right, is that if the limited self is in the way, it's harder for the bigger self to operate. So there is method in this madness and dropping into this kind of place. If your mind is wandering around, you can just bring it back to the breath. And just noticing the rise and fall of the breath. And the breath is calm and beautifully aligned, so is your mind. And the mind is the criminal. We call it Ghostbusters. Just letting the sense of self expand as we breathe through the nose. The Dalai Lama says, be wisely selfish. Wisely. You can just join me on omings, subtle omings if you feel like it. resonance of the M vibrates in the brain, relaxes the hemispheres, vibrates the pineal gland. And you can feel it when you just right up into your middle of your brain. And you can kind of move the sound into different places if you adjust the sound just a little bit. If you prefer that's really good for the heart. Noticing your shoulders relaxing a little more. Parts that might be tense suddenly deciding to get loose. I invite you to make fun sounds. So they say sing like nobody's listening kind of thing, right? So dance like when nobody's watching. So you make strange sounds, even though the world might be watching. Me in this case, it's okay to just let your body feel something that the mind might want to withhold. Whatever sound works for you. In the acting world, in the singing world, they have an exercise where you do the siren. It goes way up in the air and you bring it all the way down and bring it all the way back up. I'll kind of do a softer version, so it's kind of like, kind of explore your register. If you have a hard time saying ma, you might have an issue with your mada, seriously. And if it's pa, this also could be a father issue. Yes, this is true. You might notice if you try to sing the solfege scale, that there's certain notes that are harder, right? And why? Most likely, I've discovered for myself that there's emotions in those parts of the body that are vibrating with those notes. Certainly in the register of the voice or the register of the feeling. And so on that note, let's just cast some trauma cleanser your way. Shabamba, right? Just delete the files on trauma relating to your voice. So you can liberate it, not feel embarrassed. Play with it, right? It's fun. You don't even need to be in the shower even. Although it does sound better there. And all of that moisture lubricates the throat, and the vocal cords, larynx, pharynx, trachea. So we're going to delete trauma out of everyone's larynx, pharynx, and trachea. to just direct command to supercomputer. Thank you, God. Please take care of this for all these beautiful people. So our throats may be liberated. We can speak the truth where needed, more effortlessly, perhaps. I've always felt in my life there was kind of a governor on my throat. Right? So it's taken years to get rid of it. I'm still working on it. But it's probably part cultural, right? Part parents, part self-imposed, friends, right? That want to limit us because they're jealous or it triggers them or whatever it is. Negative charge is then sort of directed there. And so I just want to clear any negative charge that might be attracting negative charge. So your throat becomes a flute of the divine, right? So you sing the name, say beautiful things. Will save your dentist bills. Save you dentist bills, because all that negative charge that can get in the gums and the teeth, the jaw, the muscles, temporalis muscles, masseter muscles. Right, all that stuff, just, you don't need that stuff. Right? Just delete. The chakra is ruled by neon. It's the noble gas. It's the fourth octave of creation. As the atomic table gets heavier in the body, each noble gas governs heavier and heavier minerals and atomic elements. So the more we go up, the lighter. So we will ultimately arc into the hydrogen. The hydrogen is your friend. Carbohydrates, not hydrocarbons. Just feel the lightness that's up above the head. If anyone needs a little adjustment on their galactic dish satellite, well done. Let's call it in. The Arecibo telescope got shattered on December 1st in Puerto Rico, which you might have seen in the movie Contact. And there's a James Bond movie with it in it. But what struck me is unfortunately a tragic loss for science at this moment in time. But it's almost as if to say, with this new Aquarian energy coming in, that the old ways of viewing the universe must go, right? That telescope was built in 1963. So, we're talking 57 years ago. A lot has happened. So let's say some old, it's like a metaphor, right? You look around at the shamanic universe, like the news is kind of a reflection of the karmic shiftings, right? When we're seeing all these malls have been deserted, right? And Amazon is digging them up for distribution centers. Things are changing, right? Lots of changes. So change, difficult to deal with, right? What I love about meditation is it's applying the changeless place to the change, which is kind of a neutralizing equation. Let's go a little deeper with that. Success being our skill level in dealing with the changes. A lot of restaurants and businesses are going bye-bye. But if we look at the positive angle, after you could suggest properly grieve for these folks, their loss, that there's changes in our diet. There's changes in so many ways we process reality. Brings us back to the trachea, the throat. So let's swallow. Swallowing, just feel that. We're asked to swallow a lot of stuff. And we naturally gag, right? Our subconscious knows some stuff is not right. So we're like, ah! So again, meditation is a beautiful technology for aligning subconscious with conscious mind, deep conscious mind, and we could add superconscious, divine mind, celestial mind. It's like it opens up new neural maps, creates new neuron junctions, clears the old neuron junctions of accumulations. Anytime you move light through your body at an increased density or increased pressure, you're going to also have triggering reactions in the body. I had a client, he asked me, well, how long is this going to go on, this healing? Like, when will I feel good again? And I said, well, if you don't have too much chronic, maybe tomorrow. Or maybe in 3 days if there's a lot of stuff. Well, this guy was full of a lot of stuff. Took 5 days. He called me up to feel better. Took 5 days. Thought you said it would take 1 or 2. I'm like, well, don't be mad at me. Come on, you're better. So the body has to process. Right? Law of comfortable space is a very powerful accommodation. Right? We don't want to get out of bed in the morning. Right? We don't want to change our crusty ways, but the universe has a way of pressuring us now. When the time is right for the shift, the coconuts fall to the ground, the coconut husk comes off, and call it delicious milk is available. Fluidity, flexibility, quickness, speed, harmony, coordination, agility, endurance, forbearance, strength. You are all of those things, right? But at any given moment, you might be weakening. Anything can make us weak. Anything can make us strong. I'm going to say that again because for my business as an intuitive healer, that's one of the most profound things I could tell you. Right? The color purple could make some people weak and other people ecstatic, which tells you that almost anything in your life could actually be doing something to you, good or bad. And sometimes we don't realize that it's a very bizarre and kind of unusual weakness that's actually at the root of a mega problem, right? It's like the princess and the pea. It looks like a sleeping problem, but there's this little thing there 8 mattresses down. So let's take that metaphor for a moment. So mythopoetic healing, use that thought that, okay, you might have some issue and you think it's for some reason and you realize, well, it's actually not for that reason. Use the princess and the pea analogy to see what's the hidden variable. What's really pissing you off is kind of what it boils down to. What really bothers you could be hiding under various layers of sort of cultural approval. So to neutralize the negative charge, we separate it out from the content. So it's not the color red, maybe, because the color red is reminding you of communists or something. And so it's the communists that make you crazy, not the color red, but you didn't know that till, your eyes were watering, going red. You're seeing red. So the trigger behind the trigger behind the trigger. And so ultimately meditation is a kind of a bathoscopic depth drop, right? You just drop deeper, 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 and then it's like you're in the aquarium of your unconscious. And you can see those critters swimming around that you might not notice in a day-to-day state. Which is ultimately why the advanced yogis can use these technologies to not only make these adjustments like we're talking about, but also completely download supernatural power so that they're just a whole nother phenomenon altogether. And let's take this moment also to consider something, that if you're following all the news around COVID and all this stuff, and all the underground materials suggesting this and that, and who knows what to believe, wow, there's just so many forces around us. Like, literally, when I even embrace that, it's just like, whoa, it's such a swirly whirl. But where I was going with it is to say, use meditation to drop down underneath all of that conversation, right? All that, call it many agendas of many different forces. Who knows what's going on? But let's say deeper down, like the yogis, they can extract unbelievable power from this deep ocean of God, right? A quick note about what seems to be happening out there is this slow, perhaps inevitable transhumanism, machines coming into the body, right? That seems to be one of the big issues. Like, can we just stay organic, right? What's the deal with nanoparticles? Like, what's the deal, right? Well, it seems that the deal might just be that there's a huge number of people that, in my opinion, because they don't understand the nature of the universe as being divine, think that they can give you an experience of the singularity through the machine. It's almost as if, oh, the universe isn't going to do it for you. We have to use technology to accomplish this. It's like, wrong technology, I think, because machines spiral to the left. they have a frequency that is not compatible with biological systems, right? It's why when you sit at your computer for too long, you feel like crap after a while. So, personally, don't think you want machines in your body unless, you know, you're paraplegic or something. It's your last resort. But to think that we're going to become one with God by entering into a machine, to me, is some sort of like bizarre psychopathology. I understand that, yes, there's some cool stuff, you know, that you could be sort of a walking entertainment center. But if machines don't really vibrate well with your consciousness, with your organic material, why would we want to become one? That would be my thought, right? What's the point of that when we could actually do what they want to do through yoga technologies, right? This is where the gap seems to have split, right? Somehow the sauce has been lost as to what it is we actually are, right? If the medical world thinks you're something to be harvested, well then, Anyway, so that gets into all sorts of stuff. But I just wanted to celebrate the body, right? That the body is perhaps the most fantastic thing in the galaxy, right? Maybe there's more advanced alien bodies or something, but our body is pretty righteously awesome. I would just look at the great artists on the planet that do what they do, right? I mean, Leonardo da Vinci, I mean, that's... like, what do we need these machines to mess with us for if we have this kind of capacity? So there's my message around that. So we drop back into the beauty of natural biology, right? The light that circulates through us is more than enough. Oh, so just basking in the glow, this inner flow of light. The supreme I am has eluded these people. Right? They do not understand who is watching them be them. Perhaps because they're living on the surface. So if you're wondering why I do this twice a week, this is part of the reason, right? It's because I love you. I love this world. I really want the best information to be out there as soon as possible. Whatever I can offer is my offering, and hopefully it stimulates you to offer similar wonderful things. Artistic acts of awesomeness may just be the solution when there's negative charge operating, right? Because to engage in the negative charge increases the negative charge. It's kind of logical, right? You attack negative with more negative and it surges. So it's like that analogy, right? You have to outdo Vons with Whole Foods or something rather than attack Vons. You have to just do it better. So being the most fantastic beings that we are, perhaps the greatest offering we can make to represent the organic, blissful contentment that's possible, God in the heart, the body as temple, yoga as beautiful technology, devotion as a way of resonating with deeper principles. Ultimately, we meditate on wellness, not disease. The well of wellness is not overwhelming, actually. Back to Ma. Back to that beautiful mother principle in men, in women, in animals, in creatures. The great mother who feeds all things. Earth Mother. Take a look around in the eyes of your brother. There's a feeling going on that's unlike any other. When the earth and the sun and the moon come together, they activate a change in the forces of the weather. Because the earth has a message for you. Well, that's actually a song. It just came along. I wasn't planning to sing this one, I just love how this works, right? I have all these songs in here to play, but nah, this is the one that seems to want to be. Take a look around in the eyes of your brother. There's a feeling going on that's unlike any other. When the earth and the sun and the moon get together, they activate a change in the forces of the weather. Because the earth has a message for you. She's trying to help you see through. There's a sea change going on. The earth is alive and she is your mother. And everyone around is your long lost brother. When the earth and the sun and the moon get together, they activate a change in the forces of the weather. Because the earth has a message for you. She's trying to help you see through. There's a sea change coming through. Take a look around in the eyes of your brother. There's a feeling going on that's unlike any other. When the earth and the sun, the moon get together, they activate a change in the forces of the weather. Because the earth has a message for you. She's trying to help you see through. There's a sea change coming on. There's a poem I'm thinking of I wanted to read. It's called Fresh Cup. I wrote this last night. I call it a lockdown poem. Fresh cup. A cooling darkness licks your face. Morning glides into your dream. Raw, bone heavy, working her gravity on your absence. Waking, you lie, wounded, bedridden, locked down, something still kicking in the ditch of your heart. Out with this death, arise! Gently in the cold fog of this new morning, you whisper up a fresh cup of I am. I'll take 2 of those with mocha, please. And there was another one I was thinking of. It's called The Future Just Ain't What It Used to Be. Also, well, I didn't write this last night, but I rewrote this last night. Curiously, more internationalism increases nationalism. We come together as we come apart, and we come apart as we come together. Symbiotic, sometimes even idiotic. The future just ain't what it used to be. Suchness requires asymptotic positivity. I just love words. Words are amazing. So I got a couple more minutes. I'm gonna boldly go where Brett Dennen has gone before. This is a song. He's become pretty famous, Brett Dennen, if you haven't heard of him. He wrote that song I sing about, All We Need Is Hope and Love. And I'm not gonna sing every single verse here, but this seems to be quite relevant for our time, this song here, so. It's sort of like the millennial Dylan. It's called Ain't No Reason. Fresh couple love, that's right. There ain't no reason things are this way. It's how they've always been and they intend to stay. I can't explain why we live this way, but we do it every day. Preachers on the podium speaking of saints, prophets on the sidewalk begging for change, old ladies laughing from the fire escape, cursing my name. Got a basket full of melons and they all taste the same. A window in the kitchen with a broken wing. You could spend your whole life working for something just to have it taken away. People walk around pushing back their debts, wearing paychecks like necklaces and bracelets, talking about nothing, not thinking about death. Every little heartbeat, every little breath. People walk a tightrope on a razor's edge, carrying their hurt and hatred like weapons. And it could be a bomb or a bullet or a pen or a thought or a word or a sentence. There ain't no reason things are this way. It's how they've always been and they intend to stay. I don't know why I say the things I say, but I say them anyway. But love will come and set me free. Love will come and set me free. Prison walls still standing tall. Some things never change at all. Keep on building prisons, gonna fill them all. Keep on building bombs, gonna drop them all. The wind blows wild and I may move. The politicians lied, I am not fooled. You don't need a razor or a three-piece suit to argue the truth. The air on my skin and the world under my toes. Slavery stitched to the fabric of my clothes. Chaos and commotion wherever I go. Love I try to follow. And love will come and set me free. And love will come and set us free. There ain't no reason things are this way. It's how they've always been and they intend to stay. I can't explain why we live this way, but we do it every day. And love will come and set me free. Thank you all, beautiful people. Really appreciate your presence and support and helping beam this out to this big, beautiful world that's so sad right now and upset. So, namaste, everyone. Namaste. See you next week. A billion blessings. Billions.